Lyrics of the Lost.
Welcome back for episode 23. Small confession, I thought Dave and I were pretty streetwise, no nonsense, straight talking, keeping it real, truth bombers with our keen insights into pop lyrics. But joining us today, almost live, from the legendary mean streets of New York, where the streets are so mean, Martin Scorsese had to make a movie about them streets with Bobby De Niro and Harvey Keitel. Yes, Taxi Driver. But before that, they also made Mean Streets. Anyway, live-ish from there, we have Ayanna Ellis. She's YaYa to us friends, and she's from Behind the Lyrics, a sister podcast to our own, fighting the same fight we are, but frankly, I think we're outclassed. YaYa knows the human soul. She knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men, and she's here to help us with episode 23, which is this!
Do you believe in life after love?
Believe by Cher, 1998. Written by Brian Higgins, Matthew Gray, Stuart McLennan, and Timothy Powell. But apparently even that wasn't enough, so they later brought in a Steve Torch and a Paul Barry. And listening to all those names, this is a song that YaYa would normally cover in her regular segment that she calls White Music Wednesdays. But we got her to tackle this on a Sunday. Yes.
My name is YaYa, and I'm the host of Behind the Lyrics podcast, and I'm here on Lyrics of the Lost to pretty much talk about Cher's lyrics to Believe, right? I'm looking at the lyrics right now. And here's the thing. I feel like Cher was in denial that this relationship was over. Now, here's why I feel this way.
You keep pushing me aside and I can't break through.
She's saying, no matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. So pushing me aside totally means the guy doesn't want to be with her anymore. You keep on pushing me aside and I can't break through. Right?
Yes, I think that's quite true.
So sad that you're leaving.
It's so sad that you're leaving.
Takes time to believe it.
Takes time to believe it. So she's trying to say, no, you're going to love me. You got to believe in it, though. You got to believe that you love me. She's totally not getting the fact this guy doesn't want to be with her.
If I can just comment here. Well, those two lines, so sad that you're leaving, it takes time to believe it. I think that's Cher taking time to believe it, to accept that he's leaving. But yeah, it could also be Cher telling the guy to give it more time, and then he'll eventually realize he's in love with Cher.
So he needs to believe in Cher like she's Santa Claus.
Yes, maybe, clap your hands, boys and girls, or, Cher starts to fade away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps if she left some carrots out for him, he'd stay.
Carrots, isn't it?
Oh, that's for the reindeer, I suppose.
Or is it the Easter Bunny? Cookies and milk, isn't it more traditional for Santa?
That's true, and maybe some whiskey.
Yeah, that's true.
But what we're saying is she needs to bribe him to stay.
Yeah. So he needs time to believe it, and maybe Cher could also help by giving him some extra quiet time to come to this realization by maybe locking him in the basement until he agrees. Stockholm Syndrome gets results. Yeah, just a thought.
Sure.
Do you believe in life after love?
Cher is asking this guy, does he believe in life after love? Because clearly leaving her is like a slow death.
I really don't think you're strong enough, no.
And she's saying to him, I don't think you're strong enough to survive life without me. And he's like, on contraire, my friend, I can. That's why I'm leaving.
What am I supposed to do?
So now her crazy kicks in. She says, what am I supposed to do? Huh?
Sit around and wait for you.
Sit around and wait for you? Cher, I don't think he's asking you to sit around and wait for him. I don't think at any point in this song this guy really cares one way or the other.
No. Cher's in a bad place, I think. She better not wait around because this guy has probably already contacted the real estate agents and has had his name taken off the lease agreement, and so she'd better move out too, or get a roommate in because there's going to be full rent that Cher is going to have to cover, and this could so easily become a dangerous spiral, I think, of poor emotional health, further exacerbated by debt and financial pressures.
Well, she needs to take the Taylor Swift approach and write these breakup songs herself.
Oh, yes.
And then that way, with profits with those songs, she can pay the rent.
Oh, that's a good point, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, if she wrote it herself instead of an army of men.
Yeah, well, yet again, we have a whole load of men, and I don't know what they look like, but their names sound white.
They do. Timothy sounds very white.
Yeah. Middle-aged white men, let's just say, telling a woman how to feel.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous area. We've seen it just too many times.
Too many times.
Yeah.
Just as a side note to that, I was reading that in addition to how many male writers, I didn't even count them, but what is it, 6?
6. I think we're up to 6.
Yeah. Cher claims she contributed some of it as well, although she's not actually listed as a writer.
That's right. From what I read, she was singing it, practicing it, the song in the bath, and thought that some of the lyrics just sounded a bit too whiny.
Yeah.
And so she tried to toughen it up a bit.
Yeah. Not convinced it worked, but yeah.
No. It's kind of a mix of whininess and tentative moves towards empowerment, self-empowerment. But
well, that's actually something I was going to comment on, which is the verse and the chorus are kind of different tone, I think. And I mean, there is a simple explanation for that, which is that the verse was written by one committee and the chorus was written by another committee.
Are we talking about a specific verse or all verses versus the chorus?
Just the kind of tone of the verses. So
yes,
I did wonder whether the verse and the chorus might be a kind of a dialogue. The verses are Cher singing to her ex-partner about how she doesn't really need him, but the chorus is him fighting back. And basically he's saying, well, do you really think you're going to be okay without me? You're not strong enough.
Well, that's an interesting point. I'll have to consider that.
I need time to move on.
She needs time to move on.
Yeah, I did notice there are a few lines about Cher needing time to believe it, and needing time to move on. But yeah, I think that's a bit dangerous. In this situation, I don't think Cher can afford to take too much time. Make sure you get the keys back off him straight away, or she might find she comes home from work and he's taken the TV and microwave. So it's a very difficult situation. You're not really up to taking these sort of actions, but if you're trapped in a big place that you're renting together and he's leaving, you've got to ask for help, Just get yourself covered.
Yeah. You might need to ask for help just dumping his stuff outside.
Yeah, or sell it quickly on eBay.
Yeah.
Maybe change the locks.
Yeah.
Don't know. But, maybe it hasn't turned nasty. It's just Cher's in a very wounded place.
She is.
Maybe it's not as bad as I'm making out, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure YaYa would agree that, you've got to make some tough decisions.
I need love to feel strong.
She needs love to feel strong. That's right, Cher. Find someone that actually loves you.
I've had time to think it through.
You've had time to think it through, and so has he.
And maybe I'm too good for you.
And maybe I'm too good for you. Well, there you have it, Cher. You're too good.
She needs a love that feels strong, and thinking now, maybe I'm too good for you. Yes, that's more healthy thinking. It might not be true, but it gets you where your head needs to be. Maybe one's too good for the other, maybe not. Doesn't really matter at this point. But whatever it takes to compartmentalize and move forward.
Well, yeah, and I do feel like there's quite a bit in common between this song and the song we spoke about last episode.
Ah, yes. Michael Bolton.
Yes, how am I supposed to live without you? It's almost like this song is describing what happened next.
Ah.
So in the Michael Bolton song, or Laura Branigan,
Oh, yes.
if we're keeping the genders consistent here,
Mm-hmm.
Laura/Michael basically shouting at their partner or possibly stalking victim for effectively ruining their life. How am I supposed to live without you? All that stuff. Then they storm off. But then they turn around and say, well, it's your loss.
Yeah. That sounds a bit churlish.
And this is where
a bit petty.
This is where we move into Cher's song, see? It's your loss. You're the one that's going to be lonely. I'm strong. I don't need you anymore. You're weak.
Yeah. Everyone's just lashing out at each other.
Yeah. And well, she's probably trying to convince herself, which I think YaYa was saying as well. She's really talking to herself here. I'm strong. You're a dick.
Yeah.
But then after that, the following weekend, after she's had a few too many vodka cruises or Midorian lemonades,
Yes.
then she's sobbing to her friends, but I love him. And then they're trying to convince her that she's better off without him, and she's just using you. He's a user.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then they can't stop her, and she texts him 20 times, and it all ends badly.
You don't drunk text.
No.
So Cher, yeah, she's heartbroken, but she's still questioning. Do you really think that you're going to survive life without love from me? Do you believe in life after love, Cher? Now, that is the question. Not a question you should ask him, but a question that you should ask yourself, no doubt.
There is this sort of wavering. YaYa goes on to note the chorus straight after the self-empowerment. You go back into the chorus and it's like, I don't think you're strong enough. And this sort of wavering back and forth between, healthy thinking and unhelpful negativity. I think that's it's a fair portrayal of the tumultuous time of a breakup. It's like a melange of healthy and unhealthy thoughts, part of a process you go through until hopefully the positive thoughts drown out the negative.
Well, I know that I'll get through this.
Well, I know I'll get through this, is what she's saying. Because I think at this point, she's finally saying, you know what? This guy doesn't want me anymore. I'm going to get through it. Let me stop trying to convince myself that he is making the wrong decision. Let me move on with my life.
'Cause I know that I am strong.
Yes, self-affirmations. I'm strong. I can get through it. And I don't need you anymore. That's what she said. I don't need. That's right. Tell yourself that over and over and over again, 3 times. Like Candyman. Look in the mirror and keep saying it. Keep saying it until your self-esteem appears. Okay?
Yeah, did you see the movie Candyman, Dave?
I don't think I did. No.
I don't think I did either, but I am familiar enough with it that I know that it's a horror movie and Candyman is bad. He's conjured into being by young teens who say in the bathroom mirror, Candyman, Candyman, Candyman 3 times, and he appears and presumably slaughters them.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like Voldemort. If you say his name, he can pop up.
Oh, is that right? See, I didn't finish the Harry Potter movies either, so does that happen? Fair enough.
Yeah, I think.
But this,
so.
in a more sort of positive horror movie, if that such a thing exists, a positive Candyman, instead of murdering you as a prone teenager, he will boost your self-respect and say, "You go, girl," and send you on your way. I don't know if that sort of Candyman movie would be as popular amongst the kids, but gosh darn it, some of them need it. We all need a positive Candyman in our lives, I think, at times.
Mm.
Do you believe in life after love?
Actually, straight up, a misheard lyric confession from me.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought the chorus of this was, do you believe in love after love? But no, it's life. Do you believe in life after love?
Oh.
Yeah. Did you always hear it as life after love, or?
Yeah, I think apart from all the auto-tuning, I think that it's pretty clear. I mean, I was looking at misheard lyrics too, and I think somebody misheard it as, do you believe in love after life?
Right.
which,
The reverse.
yeah,
A few people did hear, like I did, Love After Love, which I was
yeah.
I felt better about. And I think Love After Love works pretty well too, because
Oh, yeah.
you might believe in love before or while you're still in love, but if it doesn't work out and you lose the love of your life, could you ever believe in love after that love?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like that sort of serial monogamy thing. Love after love after love after love.
Serial monogamy, that seems like a contradiction in terms.
I think it's from a Hugh Grant movie.
Oh, well, that explains it. Must be true wisdom then.
Yeah.
Some people believe there's only one true love for each of us. And those people are silly, let's be clear. But they might lose all belief in love after that one true love is lost. Just like Princess Buttercup in The Princess Bride. She believes her true love, Wesley, has died and then swears,
I will never love again.
I will never love again. So, people can take that sort of thing very, very seriously, a bit too seriously.
Yeah, sure.
But no, the chorus is, do you believe in life after love? Which is, it's a play on the eternal question, do you believe there's a life after death or an afterlife? There's something called an afterbirth. We've all heard of that. And just hear me out here. Maybe the after death is like a slimy cord of ectoplasm that still connects your ghostly spirit when you've died to your body. Your body is now like a placenta. It's been a thing that's kept you nourished while you were alive.
That's true.
But you don't need the body now. And as a spirit, you're like floating just above your body, and you're tethered like a helium balloon above it with the ectoplasm cord. Until maybe there's like a ghost doctor that steps in and cuts the ectoplasm cord, and then he also slaps you really hard across your ghost face until you stop trying to breathe. Like snap out of it. You're a ghost now and you look silly trying to breathe. And then the ghost doctor presents you again to your ghost mother and says, congratulations, it's a ghost man.
So just to clarify, who is your ghost mother? Is that your actual dead mother or?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, could it be the person that killed you? Who's like...
Oh, who's basically the mother of your
brought
death.
you into being as a ghost. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And does that person cook and eat the after death?
Oh, gosh.
Or blend it up and wash their hair in it, one or the other?
Well, no, because the body is the placenta, and ghosts can't eat anything
Right.
from the real world.
No, that's true. It just... Yeah. Okay. No, fair point.
And then after that, as a ghost, you have to pull a rope to toll a bell once, and then once again, because the ghostman always rings twice.
All of that just to get there.
But, it's all about the journey, not about the destination. But anyway, the lyric is not, do you believe in life after death or after birth? It's after love.
Yes.
So what would be the afterlove, Dave? The soggy condom?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm just being childish and gross now.
Yeah. You are rather.
It's not afterlove as one word, it's two words. Do you believe in life after love? And this is a question that Michael Bolton might just as easily have asked in our last episode when he sang, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? Same thing.
Yeah.
It's another sopping wet self-pity question inferring my love is so deep and so important that when someone breaks my love, they have basically murdered me. I probably can't live beyond this. Or at least I'm permanently disabled. I should be able to apply for the NDIS and get a disability pension because all I can do now is stay in bed and feel sorry for myself.
On the other hand, life after love, it's literally, when a mummy and your daddy love each other very much. Oh. They have a special cuddle and then they have a baby.
So life comes after love. That's That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, then, I mean, according to this song, then they obviously break up. But
This so often happens.
that aside, yeah.
Some people have a baby to keep themselves together, but
Yeah.
that doesn't work either. So
No.
yeah, but at the moment when someone breaks up with you, it can feel almost that intense as being, death. And I guess artists are just always writing about that particular moment before your perspective rights itself and life does indeed go on. But Michael Bolton's song was content to just sit and wail in this moment of self-pity for the whole song, while Cher, is quoted to have said that some of the lyrics in her song were just too whiny, so I toughened it up a bit, she said. Though she's not credited among the army of songwriters on the song, she contributed some lines including, I've had time to think it through, and maybe I'm too good for you. And it's this sort of lyric that I think kind of makes things worse to me. Because, it sounds petty, childish retaliation. You're leaving me, I never liked you anyway. And she goes on to sing, you're going to be the lonely one, and I really don't think you're strong enough. That's more the language of an abusive partner, usually a man gaslighting his girlfriend and destroying her independence and confidence so she can't leave and has to stay and make all the sandwiches. But we have to remember again that this song was written by men.
We always seem to end up here.
Yeah.
Do you believe in life after love?
The chorus of the song, right? The life after love. We've been talking about it as if it means the end of a love affair. But what if it talks about asking whether life can go on when there is literally no more love? There's no more love in the world.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
They haven't made a movie about that. They've made a movie about when women can't have babies anymore, like Children of Men. That was really good.
Oh yeah.
But a movie about where no one can love anymore. That's an interesting premise.
Well, there you go. And it started me thinking, what is love? It's all around us. It's in the air. It can be endless. It's a crazy little thing. It can be fast. It can be modern, but it can at times be a battlefield. You can be addicted to it.
That's right.
It hurts. It's the only thing that can break your heart, and it will tear us apart.
Oh.
You certainly can't hurry it.
Oh, yes.
And too much of it will kill you.
And some of it's tainted. That can't be healthy.
It can be tainted. No, tainted love, that will
give you the runs.
make you ill. Yes. See, but if there was no love, what kind of world would it be? Would people want to stay in a world without love? Love seems pretty important. It might be all you need, although sometimes you can be all out of it.
True. But I mean,
yep.
Whether we'd want to stay in it or not, I think it's only going to last for one generation because you need the love to be, making the babies.
Oh, well, there is technology, but would people even understand the concept of love? Would they be asking around if you believe in love? Would people be demanding to know what love is? Would you have to hide your love away? Would it only exist in clandestine meeting places like love shacks? Or maybe even you could only have love in an elevator?
Oh, is that a song? I didn't get that reference. Love in an elevator.
Steve Tyler.
Oh, okay. Love in an elevator.
I think it's love in an elevator, living it up when I'm going down.
Oh, yeah. That rings a bell now. Yeah. God.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually listened to the lyrics before.
It's probably best not to. But what got me onto this was, and we haven't addressed this yet, is the use of autotune in the song.
Right.
So this is a vocal processing technique, and basically they turned it up to maximum to get that kind of effect on the voice. So it seems pretty clear to me that Cher is portraying some kind of robot or computer. I can't see any other reason why you would use that effect.
Yeah, because it's normally, they use it as a force for good to improve, to hit the right notes. But they've deliberately used it to smear the notes in a weird way. Yeah,
exactly. So now it's often just referred to as the Cher effect.
Yeah, I read that, but I've never called it the Cher effect. Auto-tune sounds perfectly fine as a label.
Yeah, Cher effect, TM. So it seems to me this song is set in the future when the robots have taken over. We know that robots are unable to feel or express love.
Oh, that's right.
For example, I get little or no affection from my robot vacuum cleaner, even though I'm very kind to her.
Uh-oh.
She has a comfortable place to recharge.
And it's a her.
I clean her... It's a her.
Right.
I clean her filters regularly. I remove the hair from her main roller as often as I can.
Right.
I do try and keep her safe by preventing her from getting stuck under the furniture.
I hope she's consenting with all that, touching of filters and stuff.
She's never objected.
Well,
I mean, I even try as humanely as I possibly can. I replaced one of her side brush motors when it stopped working. I attend to her every need when she's beeping.
Mm-hmm.
Or when her light is flashing.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm very kind to her and I get nothing in return.
Yeah.
In fact, these days she will no longer connect to the Wi-Fi, so I can't even communicate with her through my phone.
Oh my God, she shut you down.
It's very sad. She has.
If someone's not willing to listen to you, it's time to write a bit of a whiny love song about it, perhaps.
Well, possibly. So when the robots take over, what will happen to the humans? Most of them, I believe, will submit to the robots and have their minds wiped and their brains replaced with a 5G connection to ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
They will therefore have access to a slightly scrambled version of all the information in the world, but no capacity to love. Also, everything they say will be slightly racist, sexist, or offensive to minorities in some way, and also incorrect.
Is that what ChatGPT does? I mean, there's been some reports, hasn't there? Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah, to be fair, I think it's better than it was.
But what you're saying is so that they'll, instead of creating sort of robotic arms and legs to move themselves around, they can just use humans as like a warm robot with a wiped mind and a chip to be basically a mobile version of themselves, of the big hive mind.
Exactly. And there will, of course, still be free will, which brings me back to the lyrics.
It just won't be our free will. It'll be all their free will.
Yeah, well, you will have a choice as to whether you want to submit to this.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is where we've got Cher saying, no matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. So Robo-Cher is trying to convince one of the few remaining unaltered humans to undergo the process and become part of the collective robot mind.
Oh, Robo-Cher, yeah.
Robo-Cher, yes, he's resisting, but then she says, it's so sad that you're leaving.
Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile, exactly. And he's not leaving of his own free will. He's going to be banished from robot civilization and he'll be exiled to the inhospitable wasteland with all the other human rejects outside the robot citadel.
Of course. Right? Of course there's a citadel.
There has to be. There's always a citadel.
Yes, and a post-apocalyptic wasteland for the rebellious humans, of course, yes.
There you go. Yeah. So then we get to the chorus. Do you believe in life after love and all that stuff? I really don't think you're strong enough. So she's now saying, do you think you can survive in this world? Something inside me, i.e. Robo-Cher's connection from her robot brain to the worldwide computer hive mind, says that he is not strong enough to live in a world without love and resists the conversion. And he will become an AI-enabled cyborg.
Yeah, this does make a very good sci-fi premise.
Yeah, so the robot overlords are not going to sit around and wait for him to decide to join them. There is no turning back.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There's another line.
Yep. But then Robo-Cher analyzes the data further and concluding that the man does not meet the standards for cyber-conversion.
Because he's not strong enough.
He's not strong enough. His human brain is not powerful enough. He will no longer be able to perform his assigned function in robot society. And Robo-Cher says, I don't need you anymore. In fact, she says it several times, suggesting there's probably a glitch in her robot connection. So as the song ends, the unnamed man is sent to face his ultimate fate in exile with the human outcasts, with the words of Robo-Cher echoing in his head. I really don't think you're strong enough.
Ouch.
Yeah. So Robo-Cher, for one, does not believe that he will survive life after love.
And in this sort of, you've touched on a number of sci-fi cliches there, but
surely not.
Sure. well, surely the ending, the triumphant conclusion to the sci-fi thing will be that humans rediscover the power of love. And the computers are being completely decimated by the end. And the computer suddenly says, I know now what it means to love. and then it dies, or something like that. Something like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I know now why you cry,
Ah, yes.
but it is something that I can never do. Now get to the chopper! Yeah.
Like Tears in the Rain.
Wow, I'd see that movie. Yeah. I might laugh at it, but
But you see,
it sounds good. Yeah, sounds doable. I think you could pitch that to a Hollywood executive, and they'd throw $500 million at that for sure.
well, I think if you could have Tina Turner in Mad Max, you could have Cher in Life After Love.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. George Miller actually worked with them both. He worked with Cher in Witches of Eastwick
Oh,
and Tina in
there you go.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
I actually probably can't say this on the podcast, but I was at a talk he gave with David Stratton, and he was asked who his favourite actress to work with was, and he said Tina Turner was actually one of the most charming and delightful and talented actors, and Cher was at the other end of the scale. And I believe she does have a bit of a reputation. She went through a few directors just on that Mermaids movie she did.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Well, rest in peace, Tina.
Yeah. Well done, Tina. And, Cher, good on you. You're a proper artist and you've got a strong will. And you got a freaking Academy Award, so you can be a bit of a diva. If anyone's earned it, I think Cher probably has.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, George probably won't be directing this movie with Cher in it, sadly.
But that probably brings us back to the video, because she does look a little bit like a robot in the video.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I did notice in the video they do sort of smear the image as she's having her audio smeared as well in a nice, consistent sort of glitchy effect, I guess.
Yeah.
It's one of these, we often ask, is the music video anything to do with the song and its lyrics? And sometimes it is, sometimes it definitely is not. And I think this is a time where it's a different story, but it has a similar theme about, how hard it is to move on when love ends. And while this is Cher making a successful move into the young people's dance pop music, it seems nobody thought the kids would want to see 50-something Cher as the love interest in the music video. So instead we see two hot 20-somethings striking poses and making eye contact across a crowded dance club. And apparently there's a couple of different edits of the music video that's released, but I'll stick to the one marked official video from
Yes.
Cher's own channel.
The canonical version.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be canon. Maybe the other cuts are fan fiction. Who knows? The video moves pretty quickly with lots of short cuts that are sort of impressionistic. So you really have to look closely to make out what's going on. And Cher does appear in the video, of course. I wasn't sure at first if she was a fairy godmother or if maybe she was Cupid, but she's clearly supernatural because she's wearing a fascinator made of plastic optical fiber. She's cable ready, ultra-fast internet.
Yeah.
And we first see her, she's standing trapped inside a big glass box in the club, and the young patrons, they crowd around for a moment, some amazed, some seem to be laughing at Cher's predicament, but Cher appears very zen with her palms raised in sort of a supplicating Jesus pose or palms together in prayer. Very zen. And at second or third viewing, I realized Cher, I think, is a ghost. And what's happened is she's been cursed to haunt the dance club forever. She looks mostly bright and heavenly in her white suit, but for one instant, she becomes a dark silhouette with burning eyes.
Oh, I did see the glowing eyes. Yes, very supernatural.
Yeah, it's just for an instant. And I think that's the clue. She's patiently waiting to do evil.
Yes.
The kids, they press their hands to the glass of the box, and Cher puts a hand to the other side of the glass to meet the hand of the lead girl of the video, and something passes between them. There's a bit of a reaction you can see on the girl's face when this happens. And Ghost Cher transfers the devastating curse of doomed love. I think that's what happens. Because sure enough, the girl soon sees the lead guy starting to get off with another girl on the dance floor. And so our girl is sad and she backs away. And because the girl has now become the subject of doomed love instead of Cher, Cher is instantly released from the curse and from the glass box. She suddenly becomes, it's very quick, but Cher becomes a ball of light that zips through the nightclub and then flies up through the ceiling towards heaven, I suppose, heavenward. But then also, since the curse has been safely transferred, she's also unafraid and free now to return to the club, instantly reappearing triumphantly on the stage to sing the rest of the song.
So she's transformed back into human form,
or at least a projected image of it somehow.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Ghosts are sometimes invisible and sometimes able to make themselves be seen. Yes.
But she kind of seems sort of corporeal. She's not leaving ectoplasm everywhere, for instance.
Yeah, no, there's no slime that I could see apart from just the smearing of her face when she goes all auto-tuney.
Yes.
But meanwhile, the jilted girl has stormed out of the club, and of course it's raining outside to add to the miserable scene. So then, of course, she decides to climb a fire escape in the rain up to the roof where she can stand in the rain and watch to see if her man leaves with the other girl. And sure enough, the new couple emerge and walk away together hand in hand. And our girl is so sad that Cher appears, just like a ghost. She sort of fades into view behind the jilted girl on the roof. And Cher feels bad to have doomed this girl in her stead. This was her curse, and it wasn't fair to pass it on to another innocent girl. So now it's time for this girl to become the ball of light, zapping over to envelop Cher, and when the light fades, the girl is left where Cher was standing, and it seems she has absorbed Cher's new freedom and strength so that she can now stride confidently back downstairs to her friends to live, laugh, and love again in the future. And while Cher suddenly now reappears where the girl was in her place on the roof, looking sadly down at the other couple. I think Cher has sacrificed herself, retaking the curse of the girl's doomed love and heartbreak. And I believe Cher, when she was alive, basically lived the same story as the jilted girl, ending up on the roof of the 70s disco, as it probably was in Cher's era. But the difference is that the jilted Cher threw herself off that roof 30 years ago and thus became the cursed ghost of the venue. She wanted to be free of the curse, but transferring it to this girl and seeing her reliving the same heartbreak and about to throw herself off that roof was too much. Cher had to intervene like Jesus, taking the girl's burden and giving the girl her own freedom and strength to live on. So
I was going to say, she's taken the girl's burden, but it was effectively the burden that she gave her in the first place, right?
Exactly, just like Jesus.
So not that generous.
No, but then, yeah, Jesus and God creates humans. He gave them the ability to sin, got surprised when they sinned, and now had to save them from the sin that he basically gave them.
Yes, right, yes.
So the young people are hot and sexy, but at least Cher gets to be a martyr figure, bigger than Jesus, because he couldn't sing very well, like Cher can, or we would have heard about it. So,
well, there was no autotune in those days.
No, that's right. So, yeah, is that how you saw the music video?
I'll be honest, I didn't look at it that closely, but Cher almost seems like she's playing two parts. But no, the way you've described it, it's the same part, but she's cursed
and then uncursed,
transmogrified or trans something.
Yeah. Time now for other theories from the internet. I saw one user who posted pretty much the same theory as mine on the music video, but they thought it had something to do with the rapture.
Oh. There's always somebody who thinks the song's something to do with God.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, admittedly, you did bring Jesus up before, but yes.
Yeah, it's either someone thinks a song is about God or it's about drugs. It's usually one of those two.
Yeah.
But I thought the rapture happens to everyone all at once, not just one at a time.
Well, that's what I thought too. And the truly faithful will get taken up.
Yeah, unless Cher is the only person of faith in the club.
Yes.
Could be true. These young folk today.
Yeah, but then she seems to be able to transfer her faith to a young girl, which I don't think that's how religion works.
Yeah, it's not transactional like that, is it? No. Another anonymous user said, I think it's right what they say about love. I say they still both love each other. Although he has moved on, he still wants her to see him with another girl, so he is trying to make her jealous. Whether she was going to throw herself off the roof, I think she wanted to see if they leave together and look at him for the last time. And just for the record, I would never harm myself over a man. Well, that's great, isn't it? Well said. Good for you. Don't hurt yourself over a man.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Fine, moving on. User Michael Steps, he sees it like this. Sometimes one side break up while the other side is still very much in love, and I'm sure it's not easy to get over, in brackets, even though I never felt that.
Oh, well, thanks for clarifying.
Good on you, Michael.
Yeah.
I think you protest too much there. I think he's afraid to show his past wounds. Sad, Michael.
It's difficult for other much weaker people to get over this stuff, but I'm fine.
That's right. I'm Michael Steps.
Yes. And no woman's ever broken up with me.
Yeah. You'll get yours, Michael. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Another user, Eric the Red, has a theory that has a bit both ways. I like this. He says, if she's fighting some inner battle for self-esteem, then the song's pretty cool. If she's playing psych games trying to undermine a guy who's obviously decided to leave her, then it's garbage.
Okay.
That's pretty sound thinking, yes. The whole petulance and gaslighting of a partner is a garbage move. Maybe that's why Michael Bolton just stuck to the wailing about how am I going to live, and managed to avoid any of the nastiness. And good for him. Another user, Meta Broken Heartwing. Hi, Meta Broken Heartwing, if you're listening. He wrote, or she wrote, this song is about Cher loving someone else after the death of Sonny. That would be Sonny Bono, I assume.
Oh.
Cher even said it herself was about it. I don't think so. I don't think I read that anywhere, and she didn't write the song, so it's very doubtful that that's what it's about.
But also, hadn't they been broken up for a long time by the time he died?
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
That's true as well. But it was shortly after the time of his death that this song came out.
Oh, I see.
But then this song was apparently in the works for 6 to 8 years, depending on what you read. So
yeah, and then it was sort of half rewritten by some new people.
Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed in the internet theories there overall. It was a bit of a poor crop.
Yeah.
But hey.
Internet, you can do better.
Yes. Be best. We can move on now to misheard lyrics in this song, if you like.
Sure.
As reported at kissthisguy.com and amiright.com.
Yeah.
I think I already said, yes, a few people heard the same thing I did, with it being love after love. Yeah, which is great for me. Do you believe in love after love? Also, they heard, do you believe in love have to love? As in answering the question immediately after it was posed. Do you believe in love have to love?
Oh, okay, right. Yes, get it. Yes.
And a user, Karim CB, her little brother thinks it is, do you believe and laugh at the love? Which I suppose that's something little brothers might do. Always laughing at love. Yeah. Gooey grown-up love.
You'll learn.
A couple of people who may be even younger heard, do you believe in love Heffalump? Heffalump being both a character in Winnie the Pooh and a slang term for someone naive or obese. Do you believe in live buffalo? That also came up from a user, CCart7, who also ascribed it to her little brother. Starting to wonder if people are just using their little brothers as scapegoats
Yeah.
for their own misreadings.
Yeah, but maybe that's a comment on extinction. Like again, we're in the future where buffalo have never been seen.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's like the Tasmanian tiger?
Yeah, they could become an object of doubt as to whether they existed at all.
Like yes, like I'm probably thinking of bison, but anyway, they're similar.
And unicorns. Some people don't believe unicorns ever existed. Or dragons. How many olden days films have we seen with, all the medieval times, and there were dragons flying around, and yet some people think there were never dragons. God.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's in movies. Come on.
I totally believe in the historical accuracy of Game of Thrones.
There are big, thick books like Lord of the Rings, and they've got dragons in them. Big, thick books.
Some might say too thick.
Yes.
Yeah. I might say impossible to read. But anyway, go on.
I'll take that as a comment. A couple of people also heard it as, do you believe in love, Dr. Love?
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. Yeah. Why would you ask a doctor of love whether they believed in love? If they've studied for long enough to be a doctor of it, of course they'd believe in love.
Yeah.
I mean, could someone study and then practice as a naturopath without actually believing in that sort of treatment? I mean, taking money from people when they knew it was nonsense? I think that's ridiculous. No one could possibly do that, surely.
Unless it's his slogan, like it's on his TV advertisement. Do you believe in love? Call Dr. Love.
Oh.
Yeah.
That works well.
Yeah.
Not sure about this misheard lyric. Do you believe in life after love was heard as, will you leave, have you eaten enough?
Are you wearing a singlet?
Have you tucked your shirt in? Yes. Will you leave? Do you believe? Have you eaten enough? Life after love.
Will you leave? Have you eaten enough? Bow, bow. No. Yeah, no.
Interesting. Different line now. I can feel something inside me say. That was heard by one person as, I feel something besides the sex, which doesn't sound too much like that, but it's a pretty fair sort of line.
Yeah.
A couple of people heard, I can feel something, and Simon says. Yes, must be a bit like the game, Simon says.
Yeah. Simon says, I really don't think you're strong enough.
Yeah. It's, maybe love is a game. A lot of music has posited that outlook. Or love is a book, the book of love. Or is it the look? Is it the look of love or a book of love? No, probably both.
There's both. Yes.
Great. And one final line, I don't need you anymore, was heard as, I don't need you Eddie Moore. Don't know about that. He must come up in songs an awful lot if it's Eddie Moore. But I did Google Eddie Moore, and he's quite a famous actor.
Oh.
His career peak was portraying the role of startled pervert in the film Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't need you Eddie Moore. Maybe not that big of an actor really, but getting to work with Brendan Fraser, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's an Oscar winner now.
That's true. But it sounds like if he hasn't been that successful, he's probably heard that quite a lot at auditions.
Yes. I don't need you anymore. Thank you. That's enough for now. We'll be in contact. Notable trivia.
Oh, yeah.
This song won Cher the Grammy Award for Best Dance Recording. I take it that's not a recording of her actual dancing, more the genre of dance. Yeah, I don't know that there's a problem with her dancing. I think it seemed perfectly adequate. I didn't mean to insinuate that. It's all fine.
Sure.
Moving on. This song is the biggest selling single of all time by a female artist in the UK.
Written by a committee of men.
Written by a committee of men, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, Cher is the only artist to have had a #1 single on a Billboard chart in 6 consecutive decades, from the 60s to the 2010s.
Wow.
Yeah. At 52, Cher was the oldest female artist to have a #1 hit in both the UK and US with this song, until June of 2022, when Kate Bush took the record back because Running Up That Hill thanks to the Stranger Things TV show on Netflix, became very popular again, and Kate was 64. So
Yeah, but it was not a new song.
that's true.
So
Yeah, you can make up your own side rules to validate or invalidate this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cher's birth name was Sherilyn Sarkisian. And at one point, her name was even Sherilyn Sarkisian Lapierre,
Ooh, hello.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to shorten it to just Cher when you've got such a wonderful name as that. Probably just all her lazy friends shortening it.
Yeah.
If she was an Australian, of course, she would have been shortened to Shezza. Can't Shezza. Let's go for a palmy down the Ari. Yeah. The late producer and noted murderer Phil Spector produced her first single in 1964 called Ringo, I Love You, which Cher recorded under the name Bonnie Joe Mason. The song was rejected by many radio station programmers because they thought Cher's deep contralto vocals were a man's vocals, and therefore they believed it was a male homosexual singing a love song dedicated to the Beatles drummer Ringo Starr, and they just wouldn't have that. That's quite an amazing fact, if it is a fact.
Yes, I was just amazed that she was writing a song about Ringo Starr. There you go.
Yeah. I feel like the name Ringo came up a lot more often in the 50s and 60s, and it wasn't just all about Ringo Starr. Ringo was just a name for some sort of shifty character, I think.
Oh, really?
I
okay.
feel like it was. It would often come up in westerns and things.
Okay. That's Gringo, isn't it?
Yes.
Hey, Gringo.
That too, yes. But
Hey, Ringo.
in 1988, Cher released her own fragrance, Uninhibited. And when I'm feeling uninhibited, I sometimes release my own fragrance too. But that's flatulence. In the 1990s, just like Shania Twain, Cher developed chronic fatigue syndrome. But while Shania's came from a tick bite and Lyme disease, Cher's chronic fatigue came from contracting a herpes virus. Bummer. Hope you're feeling better, Cher.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And finally, I read an article on Cher in the Guardian that it just went a bit strange. Let me just read you this one paragraph. The genius is the person who does what he wants exactly the way he wants to do it, ignoring the barbs of the critics and the catcalls of the aesthetes, eschewing the standard guidelines, mapping out the road to success, and somehow manages to get away with it. One such example is Jack the Ripper. Another is Cher.
Wow.
Comparisons are odious, but really, Jack the Ripper and then Cher.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not saying that Cher murdered a load of prostitutes, but
she is quite old, and she might have been around at the same time as Jack the Ripper. Just saying. Just asking questions
wow.
here. Yeah, and then the rest of the article just went on about it being 20 years since the Believe song was released. But yeah, what an odd beginning. So anything else on Believe, Cher? Believe, Dave. Anything else you'd like to share on Believe, Dave? Cher?
No, I think we've covered it.
Well, I can feel something inside me say, I really think we've gone on long enough. Oh. It was interesting the way there was the punctuation at the end of some of the lines in this song would end in no or oh or possibly even yo. I don't think you're strong enough. Oh, no. Anyway, I didn't develop my thinking about that beyond just noticing it.
No. That's the kind of brilliance that only a committee of middle-aged men can come up with, I think.
Yeah. Bless them.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. And don't forget our SpeakPipe page where you can complain about any smooth pop song and be part of the show. We love getting those. Huge thanks to YaYa, Behind the Lyrics. It's on all your favourite platforms, and it's better than us. Well, no, it's just different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also like to thank the country of the Philippines where we recently charted as the 25th most popular comedy podcast. So a warm maraming salamat to everyone there. I'm already looking at potential dates for a tour of live show recordings there. Lots of islands to get between. So if anyone has a seaplane and would like to chauffeur us around island hopping, please get in touch.
Yeah, I'd love to go on a seaplane. Excellent.
Yeah, sweet. Any sponsors to thank this week, Dave?
No, I think we should just thank, once again, YaYa for her contribution.
Yeah, Dave thanks you too.
I will leave it at that. Yeah.
I really don't think you're strong enough now.
Lyrics of the Lost.